Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Where I am probably needs no introduction. We are far underground with some tough bricks right behind our heads, which means we have a trial vault right through this wall. Since a few episodes ago, actually, I have been hard at work collecting some ominous trial keys, something that if you watched some of the live streams, you will already know that we have obtained that, and we are actually all the way out at 166 on the X, which isn't far at all, but 9,500 on the Z. We used our Nether Ice Highway to get all the way out here. And this is where we have a quarry set up, something again that has been featured in the live streams that we will take a brief look at when we are finished here. But today, of course, we are after the mace, something that we have been trying to acquire since the update came out, which it's been a few months, and it's also been a while since we've visited a trial vault. So we are going to step on through with our 21 ominous keys. Hopefully we don't need to use all of them, because if we do, that will mean that we have been to multiple trial vaults and still haven't obtained a mace. So hopefully we can get this done pretty quickly. I think we're going to go ahead and throw on the chest plate. That way we just have some extra protection and we don't have to worry about fighting off any of the mobs. Again, we are not doing an ominous trial today. We are just opening some of those ominous vaults, but I still want to be well protected. I don't really feel like fighting off some of those mobs. It might not also be a bad idea to get our hands on some extra building blocks. We will just go with some stone here from our stone chest for that. And let's find some more vaults. And of course we are going to have these spawners again with breezes and zombies and bogged and all kinds of spawners. Holy cow, there are a lot in here. But we are just searching for ominous vaults, and we have our first one right here. Let's open that up and see what we get. An enchanted golden apple, some wind charge, a lot of wind charge actually, but no mace. And we are just going to kind of move quickly through all of these so that if we don't end up getting a mace, we can get on with the rest of the episode. I guess it isn't necessarily the mace we are after, it is the heavy core. But again, that is how we will make the mace. We have another vault right up here. Let's open that up and see what we get. We got it! We got the heavy core! Awesome, on our second vault of the day. That is fantastic. Now, let's find our way out of here. That means we have 19 extra ominous trial keys that we will have for the future if we want to use those for getting anything else. Enchanted books, primarily, but other things, those are cave spiders. We are just gonna run right past them. Here's our exit. Let's use our wind charge to get out of here, and some firework rockets. Uh-oh. Alright, I think we are okay. Let's use our elytra. Now, did we put that? Oh no, here it is. Alright, well we got it. Let's just confirm that we have the heavy core in our inventory. I will see all of you back at home, and we will make our very first mace. Of course, in the excitement of all of this, I forgot that I mentioned I would show everyone the quarry area that we have set up where we are sourcing stone. So you can see right down here, we have a beacon base. We don't have a beacon on it right now. That is because we have a limited supply of beacons, but we have sort of a base camp set up right over there, and we are slowly mining with the help from Haste 2 from that beacon, just leveling down the top of this mountain, and then we will eventually move over to these adjacent peaks, again, just as a source of stone, since we are really far away from our home and we probably won't be doing any building in this area. So that is a great way to get some stone. We also have a nether portal set up right here that is directly linked to the roof of the nether. We have to travel a little bit to get to our ice highway, but not far at all. That nether portal we initially built, it spawned us in a cave way underground. So we built that new one, linked it up, we have this ice highway, and that is our quarry. But enough talk about all of that, because we have something much more exciting than a mountain of stone. We have it. We have the heavy core, which means we can now craft with a breeze rod our very first mace. How about that? Now, of course, with the mace, there are 3 different enchantments that we can put onto this. Well, 3 mutually exclusive enchantments, I should say. The first one that we could put on is Breach. I don't think we actually have any Breach books, or any... I know that we have the Wind Charge enchantment book, I believe. I don't think we have anything else. Right in here, Wind Burst. So we have Wind Burst, we don't have Density, and we don't have Breach. Breach isn't really applicable to us. That's better suited for PvP, in which the opponent is wearing armor. It does the damage through the armor. We occasionally have some hostile mobs that spawn that are wearing armor, but not enough to warrant having Breach on our mace. Also, I think I mentioned that they were all mutually exclusive. I don't think they all are. I think there's some kind of combination. I'd have to look into it. I think you can combine certain effects. But we have the Wind Burst. We have level 1. It goes up to level 3. And then there is also Density, which increases the damage dealt per block fallen. That one is probably going to be the most useful to us, especially with our Feather Falling 4 boots. We can sustain a pretty high fall. In fact, if we were to, say, jump off our balcony right up here and hit the ground, we don't take any damage. Now, part of that has to do with the resistance from our beacon, but again, another big part of that has to do with our Feather Falling boots. If we go up here onto the roof of our town hall, our old storage building, and jump off from up here, 1 heart of damage. But if we had Breach on the mace, that would most likely be enough to instant kill your average hostile mob in the game. So that's one that we will want to acquire at some point from, again, from those vaults. But right now we are just focused on the mace itself. We can also put other enchantments on this. The most important one, in my opinion, that we could put on it is Mending, even more so than Breach or Density or Wind Burst. So we are traveling back to the village yet again to get another Mending book. Do we have normal books in here? We do. We will grab one of those. I will see all of you right back here, and we will get Mending and a couple other enchantments put onto our mace. So we have returned with our Mending book. We will get that put on there right away for 2 levels, and now I will be comfortable taking this out and crushing some mobs with our new weapon. Also, side note, in the last episode, if you recall, we worked with, well, I guess we kind of used to our advantage a thunderstorm, and I talked about a fire breaking out and how bad that would be. Luckily, that didn't occur. Well, I stand corrected. It did occur, and in a pretty dangerous spot for us too. Right here on the roof of our trading hall, it appears as though we did have a fire breakout as a result of a lightning strike. Of course, the telltale sign is that all of these wood blocks are missing, but the stone and the brown mushroom blocks are still in place, so we can definitely rule out a creeper explosion, but we can also rule that out because there's not even a spawnable block up here that would have allowed a creeper to explode here in the first place. So with that being said, I will definitely take great care to get some lightning rods put up on all of our flammable buildings, and we will also make sure in the future, if there's a thunderstorm, we will either fly away from our valley or sleep it off as quickly as possible. We got lucky here. We are going to consider this our mulligan because this could have been much more devastating. Obviously, the brown mushrooms and the stone doesn't burn down, but those spruce pillars, it could have gotten to the oak floor, and that could have caused a disaster, a national tragedy for our valley. Again, very lucky. I'm gonna need to repair that at some point, but we are definitely going to be a lot more cautious moving forward. But with that rant out of the way, we are just going to wait for nightfall here, or we could head down into the cave right behind our copper house up here and crush our first mob. And it looks like we already have some ready candidates right here. Again, the higher we jump, the more damage we will deal. So let's go from right here, and look at that. Immediately eliminated that zombie. We didn't even have any effects from the beacon. We are far enough away from that. I completely missed that time. He was supposed to walk forward a little bit more. Of course, we have all this dripstone all around us that is causing more issues for us. I should probably eat too. But all we have to do is fall from a height, hit the zombie, and he vanishes into thin air. Now, of course, this mace isn't necessarily all that great for fighting a handful of mobs. Say if we found ourselves in a zombie siege or even a pillager raid, it's not that useful for dealing with a lot of mobs. It's more for the fun of it, the novelty of having a mace and doing things like this. Well, that did not work. That didn't really work either. You get the idea, though. It's not really a great player versus environment weapon, but of course it does have that bright purple lettering. It is a very, very, very rare item that we have acquired. I'm glad we have it now. We can check that off of our list. We're gonna wait for nightfall and then go out and crush a few more mobs just for the fun of it. While we wait, though, we do still have 19 more ominous keys, so we might as well just step in here and see if we can get any more enchanted books. We've already been down that direction. So let's crack open another vault right over here and see what we can come away with. Another enchanted golden apple, an ominous bottle, and some more wind charge. A second ominous bottle as well. Level 5 and level 3. And I did just confirm online, since Density is the book that we are most after right now, we can actually trade with librarians to obtain that book, and we can also find it from other loot places, but we can also acquire it from ominous vaults, so we might as well just use our trial keys that we have and see if we can get any from that. I will always take an ominous bottle, great to have. But this actually looks like a pretty small trial chamber, all things considered. You know what? There probably is one. Well, maybe not. We do have a couple of diamond axes and a block of emerald. We will combine those, repair them a little bit, and take that block of emerald. Here we go. I figured there would be one right back here. Let's crack that open and see if we get anything good. Some more emeralds, more emeralds, more emeralds. 35? Did we already have some? I'll have to check the recording from before. That's quite a bit though, not bad. But again, I think we have seen all that there is to see in this trial chamber. All of these vaults in here seem to be normal vaults. We already got the one that was where we got our mace from. So I think we will head back home and see if we can just get a librarian to trade for the density enchantment, but there is one more vault that we need to open at one of our original locations. A vault that we missed the first time that we went through that chamber. And that will be at our vault all the way out here in the desert. If we just navigate our way through, we have some lingering slime. I'm just trying to remember where exactly the location is. And I think I may have it right through here. We are going to use our wind charge to work our way all the way to the top of this room, where we should see one more ominous vault right up here that has yet to be opened. Let's stick our ominous key in there, step back from that, see what we get, fight off some of these bogged in the meantime. And it looks like just some emeralds, and did we seriously get another heavy core? Are you kidding me right now? And it looks like we may be using our Totem of Undying in this situation here. Let's try to make a quick escape from here without having a prevented death, and we have made our way out of there. Let's heal up a little bit more. We just got a second heavy core in back-to-back trials after all of those ominous vaults that we opened up without any heavy cores. Redemption for us at last. We now have 2 heavy cores, which means that we can apply the different enchantments to our different maces. Unbelievable. So of course, the heavy core, we have a 7.5% chance of obtaining that from an ominous vault. The odds of getting heavy cores in back-to-back vaults like what we did today, well, I guess we didn't obtain them back-to-back. We came close though, and the odds of doing it back-to-back are 0.5%, which means we would have to open up 200 ominous vaults in order to get back-to-back heavy cores. Again, I know those odds kind of go up when we open multiple in a row, but nonetheless, that is very, very impressive. We are not actually going to turn this into a mace right now though. Instead, we are going to house it inside of our trophy case, which will eventually be moved into the museum. Spoiler alert, a little preview for you, but we are going to place that down right up there and use it as decoration among the rarest items in the game. We still need to probably upgrade that to netherite. The heavy core, the dragon egg. I know a dragon head isn't all that rare. We could even throw in an enchanted golden apple if we wanted to, but knowing that we have that second heavy core, I'm a little bit more comfortable with putting Windburst on this. But first, let's see if we can get a librarian villager to trade for breaching. I'm sorry, for density. So I've trapped a villager right in here, one without a profession, and we have a few lecterns. We are just going to cycle through and go until we get a breaching. Sorry, I keep saying breaching, a density book. Hopefully density 5 or density 4 if it is cheap. I'll meet all of you back here once this is done, because again, this is probably going to take quite some time. And we are back about 20 minutes later. I did have to pass up some incredible enchantments, including Thorns 3 and Breach 3 for 11 emeralds. That goes up to Breach 4, but I stuck with it and we ended up with Density 4, one level below the max for 27 emeralds. So for 54, we can get Density 5, which really isn't a big deal considering the fact that we are really only putting this onto a single mace. But with both of these books, we can combine them and make our Density 5 enchantment book. Let's get both of those in the anvil for 5 levels, Density 5 on there, add that to our mace for 7 levels, and we now have Density 5 and Mending. So in theory, we should be able to fall from, say, 100 blocks up. As long as we survive the fall, that is, we can successfully attack a mob. If we have the Windburst enchantment on that, it will protect us from that fall damage if I'm not mistaken, or maybe simply hitting a mob will protect us. Nonetheless, I want to see if we can add Windburst to our mace, if I can remember where we placed that book. Here we are. So with our Windburst book and our anvil, let's see if we can combine those. We sure can. We don't have enough levels to do so at the moment, but we definitely can. I think the max level for Windburst is it looks like level 3 is the max. So we will hold off on that. It will be cheaper to make a Windburst 3 book than it will be to try to enchant the mace multiple times. Plus, then we might run into issues with it being too expensive to enchant anymore, and then we can't put things on here like Unbreaking 3, which we might actually go ahead and put on there right now, just as a precaution. It has 500 durability, but we will get that put on there anyway. Of course, it is a weapon. We do have mending on it, so it will never really get super low. It's sort of like our sword, but we will do that anyway. Although, again, we can't afford it. We did have that unfortunate death a couple episodes back during that thunderstorm, so we will have to visit the Enderman farm in the future and get that taken care of. We're gonna wait for nightfall, or maybe again just head over to our cave and test out our new density. Of course, we saw that we could instant kill a zombie with our mace unenchanted, so I don't think we're really going to be able to see the full power of this on display in there. Where we will see that, though, is in the Nether. More specifically at a bastion, Remnants. I have flown very far away from home in order to find this, so we should have some piglin brutes on the inside. We are at negative 1271 and negative 1000 here in the Nether. Now, we are just going to start by cleaning this up a little bit and taking out these piglins with our normal bow. They don't have much health to begin with, but we are looking for a height to fall from and a brute to smash with our mace. Or how about a hoglin? That might be another great mob to test this out on. If we just step up here, let's build up a few blocks tall with our bricks here that we got, and we should be able to jump from a height all the way up here and hopefully one-hit kill this hoglin. Alright, not quite, but I'm sure we got very close. So let's do it one more time here. That was a complete fail. Let's try this again. It's all about the timing, and there we go. The hoglin has been killed in 2 shots with our mace. And of course, they have 20 hearts worth of health. I do still want to find a piglin brute, though. They have even more health, 25 hearts. So if we really want to stress test our mace, that will be the way to do it. Unfortunately, though, I don't think we found the best bastion to do this. This one is... I forget the different names and classifications of bastions, but this is not the one with the giant treasure room. This looks like it may even be a stables. I don't know. I'm not seeing any brutes anywhere. Maybe if we navigate up here, we might find some. That's just a normal piglin. There's a brute. Alright. Now, of course, the brutes deal an incredible amount of damage. Uh-oh, that's gonna affect our test results a little bit because he has already taken damage. But, in theory, if we were to fall all the way down there and attack him, we should be able to take him out in one go. And I made a big-time mistake. I do not have... Oh, no. I do not have the ender chest, and we are almost out of firework rockets. I think I'm gonna figure this one out between now and next episode, whether we want to stay here and maybe raid this bastion, or start a mission back home. We can make an ender chest here. We do have ways to get obsidian, and of course we have access to endermen and blaze rods, so we might be able to make an ender chest. But again, that is where we are going to end things for today, on a bit of a cliffhanger. If you enjoyed today's episode, definitely hit that thumbs up button. It was an exciting one. We got the mace, we got a second heavy core, and we got some great enchantments for it, and it definitely works quite nicely for us. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it, and check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. But with all of that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye!